If you are watching on the replay, so welcome. You can just skip through this if you want to go straight into when I start to craft, which will only be a few more minutes. And yeah, please feel free to join in with the conversation in the ordinary comments as well. If you're watching the replay, you know, interact with me. I can write back to you. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those as well. So welcome everyone. So this is the album we are going to be making today, and we're going to be making the smaller version of this one. I don't know where that's from. Must have taken that to a show. So we're going to be making a smaller version of this album today. So this is the Alice in Teal, Alice in Wonderland theme. Now this one here is making a complete different die set and the larger paper pad of this version. Now I'll leave a link for the free tutorial for this mini album down below. That's a Craft World exclusive. So basically the tutorial's there, and I show you exactly how to make this particular album. I'll have a quick run through, and then I can see a few comments there, so I'm going to pop over and say hi in just a second. And we've got some photo mats here as well. There's loads of room in here, and we have the waterfall. So this was all using my original mini album die set, so I've got a few more on the way, and another coupleware with the automatic waterfall as well, so with the waterfall mechanism, so you just pull it and it pulls up. If you watch that release, you'll know exactly what I mean. So I'm just so glad that today we're going to be making a baby sister for this mini album, and Craft Stash have kindly put together a special offer for us as well. So yeah, I absolutely love this one. So we're going to be making its baby sister today. So I just need to log in now onto my phone, because my computer is way over there. And there you go, that's me talking. I'm going to turn the sound down from that. I'm not sure if my mic's picking that up, but I can keep an eye now on the comments. So hi Nikki and hi Liz, I hope you're all having a good day. And oh, Nikki's ordered hers already and she can hear me fine. That's lovely. And Liz says sounds great, so thumbs up. Excellent. Okay, so let's jump straight into the bundle. I did mention that Craft Stash have put a bundle together for us, so it includes the paper pad as well. So this bundle here originally is $68.99 and it's been reduced to $42.99, and the link for this and everything else that I'm using today is linked down below, as well as the tutorial for this album as well. Okay, so individually this paper pad here, this 8x8 one, is $10.99 individually, and you get 6 of these cutouts here, which I have already done a little bit of fussy cutting already. So you get 6 of those. I've already torn 3 out and cut them up, and then we have a lovely selection of papers here as well. I've literally ripped this little pad apart, and there's still some left over, so again I'll be using these for my mats for my pockets. So I'm going to get as far as I can with this mini album today. It may take me a little over an hour, maybe even an hour and a half. I am determined to make this one a little bit longer than the usual hour that I tend to do when I go live. Okay, so that's the pad. That's worth $8.99, so $10.99. And here we have the small ultimate binding and spine die set, and we have the portrait album die set as well, so we're going to be using this as our page bases. There's extra things in here as well, like I love this index tab, and we have the waterfall element here too. A lot of you may already have this one, because this was like one of the first mini albums that I released, so these two work together perfectly. And then we released the portrait album die set editions. Now I'm going to be using all the bits and bobs here with the ornate curvy pockets and accents, so I'm not going to add in anything with the flowers, because I don't think that's going to go with the particular paper pad that I'm using today. So again, the choice is there. There's so many different things. This will be perfect for birthdays and summers and weddings and things like that, but today I'm just going to go for the ornate, because I like that look. Okay, so this whole bundle here is $42.99, which is a saving of £26, which I think is absolutely excellent. Okay, so I'm going to pop that aside, and let's do the cutting guide now. So I'm trying to make this as simple as possible, so that you can kind of craft along. If you get this set, or if you have this set at home, you can just craft along. And for this page demonstration and for the spine demonstration, I'm going to use blue because I want my album to be made out of white, and that can drown away in the detail there. So here is the small ultimate binding, and I'm going to cut, or I have already cut, one of these large ones here, and then this one here you need to cut 3 of those. Okay, so let's pop those aside. I am going to be using this large die as well, so this one is going to be our spine cover, and now I've already cut that up and it's done those vertical lines in there as well. So what's that for? I can show you on my larger sample. It's for this section here, it covers that there. And what it is exactly is the Sizzix texture roll in gold. Now this is the large one, that's sold out, but they do have the smaller one, so it will fit long ways on the smaller one, and that is linked below. So what have I done to treat this? So it comes very smooth and shiny on the box there. What I've done here is I've actually taken the whole roll out and I've put it in my washing machine, and I've just put it in a normal with my normal washing, just on a normal cycle, like 20-30 degrees, and I've taken it out and I've dried it flat, and then now I have this beautiful faux leather look to it. It's still got the gold on there, but it's run through nicely. So this is like a fabric paper sort of thing. If you have Levi jeans or anything like that, this is like the brown patch that's printed on with the red ink on the back, that on the back pocket that gets put through the wash, and it's absolutely fine. So this is pretty much the same thing. Okay, so you can sew it, you can cut it, you can die cut it, and you can wash it, so it's a really fun thing to experiment with. Okay, so for the main page I'm going to be using be good if I showed you what die sets. So that is that die set. So moving on to this die set, I'm going to be using this one here. So I've die cut that out already, and here is the die set. Here's the first one. You get a choice of 2 pockets here, one slightly longer and one slightly shorter. You get the page mat there, just in case you don't want to cut your own page mats, and you get the waterfall element here. You get the large side pocket. This is the index tab. I love this one, and I have had a few questions about this one, this little circle here. You can run this through and put a circle hole in there, or you can pop that through like that, obviously after you've die cut it out. So you can pop it on like that, or you can fold it together and run it through like that, and you'll get a thumb hole. Okay, that doesn't go there. This is how we lose things, Helen. Let's pop that back. Okay, so we've got that one, and then we are going to be moving on to the, I've just dropped something on the floor, portrait album die set editions. So this, it was made to work perfectly with this die set here. And this has got all the pockets, all the extra things, all the fun elements in it. So you get an awful lot of metal in here for your $42.99. Okay, so here is the large pocket, we have the slimmer pocket, we have the smaller pocket, then we have this nesting die set here, all in the lovely ornate thing, so it does go with all of my other bits and bobs from the Simply Made Craft range. And we have 2 sizes of the corner pockets with the mats. I love this, that it's got the mats as well for each one. Then we have 3 tags here. It pre-cuts the hole, so all you've got to do is put the twine in. Hi Wendy, I'm just trying to keep an eye on the comments there. I don't really want to miss what anyone says. And then we have this corner square pocket here with the stitched mat, and then we have a swirly whirly one there. Okay, so I've got one more to show you, because you get a lot of dies in that last set. We have this really long border. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I'm not going to be using the dies on this particular set today, but you have all these extra sayings. It's hard to tell what they say without the die set in front of you, because they're in reverse. They say happy times and ever after, so it's going to be perfect for weddings. Okay, I'm trying not to pile everything up so I lose things, but I do need to start putting things back so I can start the demonstration. So let's pop this back in the order that I took it out from. And yep, if you're here, just say hi. I would love to have some conversations going. How is everyone? Is everyone keeping well? can't believe we're getting really close to Easter now. It's next month. Okay, so let's start off with the just grabbing my bone folder here. So we have the larger one of this spine set, so I'm just going to get my bone folder and I'm going to fold that over. Okay, so this is going to be the base for the binding, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this over on all of them again. This is what's going to create all of the spine, sorry, the binding pieces that the pages are going to attach to. So again, using your bone folder will really help there to get some lovely crisp lines. And then the last one, again, you don't have to put 3 of these in the middle. If you would like wider gaps between all of your pages, you can just put 2 in there and just evenly space them out, or give you the space that you need for your pages, because especially if you're adding mechanisms and bulky things, fun things, you know, you can really just create the space that you need to, because adding loads of all these extra things can really you know, bulk things up a little bit. So given the space you need, you can do that with this. Okay, so this first one here I'm going to put right in the center. Now if you're an oldie, I'm not saying you're oldie, but you know what I mean, if you've been watching me a while and you've seen me do this many times, then you will know exactly what I'm doing, but I do need to explain for anyone new that's watching. So I'm going to pop this one right in the center here. I'm going to get this as straight as possible, because if any of these go in slightly wonky, then I'm going to get wonky pages. So I'm just going to press that down once I'm happy that that is in the right place. And then we're just going to add glue to the next one. Again, you can use red tape. That's the strongest out of all the tapes. And then we are just going to pop that between this gap, this binding piece and this binding piece there. So that's going to be centered exactly the same. Now don't worry if some of your tabs, you may have noticed there are some tabs here. These are sizing tabs. This 3 3/4 and the 5-inch one matches with the snapshot album, so you can cut this down and use it with the smaller snapshot album as well. So that is what those dashes are for. They're just guide cut lines, so you can resize this binding as well. So I'm just going to pop that on there, and it doesn't matter if some of them are at the top and some of them are at the bottom, because it's all going to be hidden. So the main aspect here is just making sure they're all straight, and using the glue is very forgiving, because then you can move it about just to make sure you get that all in the right place. Okay, so that is the binding done. Now what I want you to do is just to leave that alone now, let everything dry and set, and then I already have one already made over here. This is my white one here, so I'm going to be using white binding and the white pages, which we're going to be moving on to next. So I'm not going to put the pin in my glue just yet, because I need to use it again. So I've die cut 8 of these here from this die set here, so this is included in the bundle. So it'll be this one here. So all we have to do now is just fold that over. Again, all the score lines, everything's done for you. So the only hard decision you have to make is the colour, the theme, and all those fun bits. So I'm just going to glue this closed. I'm going quite up close to the top of that tab, because this is also going to create a pocket page, so I don't want any insert that I pop in there to kind of get caught on this tab. So let's pop that on. And you may have noticed I've also coordinated my nail varnish with the papers as well. So sometimes I do get asked about the nail varnish, so I'll just let you know this is Rimmel 60 seconds and it's called Out of the Blue. So I've got 2 coats on there. So I do find that the 60-second or any sort of fast drying nail polish does chip quite easily, but you know, I'm happy just to take it off when I need to. So I'm just going to quickly pay attention now to some of the comments. There's people joining in now, so welcome if you've just joined in. So hi Jill, you're not too late, you didn't miss very much. I just went through the bundle that you get for today's show. So we have, I've asked Craft Nicely if they could give us a special price for the stuff that I'm working on today. We're making a smaller version of this large mini album. This is the Alice in Teal, so it's Alice in Wonderland themed. I love this one. So we're making the baby sister today. There is a tutorial for this big one, so that will be linked down below. It's an exclusive in for Craft World. So this is today's bundle. You get the paper pad 8x8, you get the binding, you get the mini album, and you also get the additions as well. So that is all available for $42.99, and originally the original price is $68.99, so that's saving £26. Okay, so hi Marie, first time catching a live. Yes, I don't do them too often. I just don't have that sort of family life where I can do that regularly anymore, so I pop on where I can. So thank you. Yes, I love the papers too. And hi Beverly, and just hello to everyone as well. And hi Julia. Yes, I'm glad you were well and fed up with the weather. So do you have a lot of rain, wind? Luckily our weather's calmed down a bit. It's just a bit rainy today. And yes, I do love the mini albums as well. And yes, say hi to everyone as well, to the people that have already said hi. It's all nice to be friendly. Okay, so I've just put this together. You should have something like this. It should have the ends open like that and sealed on those two sides. So you need to do 8 of those. Put that aside. So I've got my 8 here, and I have also got my binding ready to go. So let's start off with taking the first 2. They're exactly the same, and then for the covers we are going to reinforce them, and I'll get to that in a moment, but I just want to show you this is optional. I have some grey board or chipboard pieces here. I've put some double-sided tape on them already. I dropped that on my floor, so that's got a bit of extra fur on it, but anyway, I've picked most of it off. So yeah, try not to drop your tape on the floor because it won't come back the way that you dropped it, so it just won't be the same. It won't look the same. It should work the same, but yeah, if you've got a cat, you're going to have to kind of defuzz that. Okay, so I have 2 here. These are going to be joined onto these 2 outside ones first, so let's get that done. Actually, I do have some cosmic shimmer in the big bottle, and I've put them in the little bottle as well, but for this one I'm just going to use the big bottle. Let's just fingers crossed that it hasn't blocked up. It's been a couple of days since I've used it. Oh yep, it's still coming out okay. So I'm just going to add glue here just to this binding here. I'm hoping you can see what I'm doing because it's white on white. So I've just popped some glue just on here. I'm going to turn it over and pop some glue on the outside as well. You can prepare these with tape as well. I definitely recommend using red tape for this, but if you are new to this, definitely use the glue because it's more forgiving. Basically, you can move things off if you kind of get it stuck in the wrong place. So I'm just going to slide this on, and then I'm going to lay it down flat. And I like to use my grid here on my mat there just to keep everything in the right place. So I'm going up to the score line here, but I'm not going to cover it. And then once I'm happy that everything is lined up nicely, you can even grab a ruler as well, or if you have even a scoreboard that's got the section at the top where you can push it up against, you can even pop it up in there. Okay, that is the first one. Okay, that's our back cover, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it over because I like to work this sort of way. Just going to do exactly the same, just add my glue both sides, and then we can start moving over to the rest of the pages. Okay, that's that one on. So I have turned this upside down now because I'm now working upside down. So always be mindful whenever you're putting albums together, which is the right way up, which isn't the right way up. Just keep an eye on that basically, and then you won't have an album that's half made upside down, which I have done before. I have made that mistake. Okay, that is the outside covers. You can literally just have those as your outside covers, but we are going to go one step further with the chipboard. Okay, so let's work on these inner pages now. So we're just going to pop in the rest of these. I'm hoping you will be able to see what I'm doing, but the technique is exactly the same. So I'm just doing one at a time, just adding my glue either side of these spine pieces. Okay, I've got my album the right way up now because I've got my pockets there. I will be sealing those shut last. And then we're just going to slide this on, and then we're going to lay it down flat again. This is quite an important thing to do, laying it down flat. Line it up top and bottom, going up to the score line as well, and then you can press down once you're happy that that is all lined up. This is quite bright, so I might just turn my lighting down just for this section here. It's just so that you can kind of hopefully see a little better. There we go, that does create a bit more shadow. So the reason why I'm popping these on and then laying them down flat is that if you glue it in that position whilst it's up, it's going to want to stay that way. It's not going to turn, and the pages aren't going to turn like it would do with a proper book. So I'm just going to whiz through the next ones now. Again, you can use this video as a craft along as well. So I'm going to keep an eye on the comments while I do this, because this is quite repetitive. I've got 5 more to do. So I like to work from the back towards the front. So I've done this quite a few times, so I can do this quite quickly, but if you're new, just take your time. Okay, hi Sarah. She doesn't have the papers, but she has all the die sets. That's excellent. And she's made a few albums with the portrait, and she loves the size of it, so that's really good. I do love this size. This was the first mini album I designed in a die set, so I'm super happy with this one. Add glue again, both sides. So yep, Jill, she loves Alice in Wonderland as well. It's been a long time since I've actually watched it, the Disney one, so I do need to watch it again. My husband, Mr. G, he's actually on a little mission to kind of watch films that he's not watched in a very long time, or films that he hasn't watched at all before. And it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and on a Saturday night, so he'd had a couple of beers, and he just settled down and to watch a film, and he decided to watch Alice in Wonderland. And I was just about to go to bed at that point, but he was going to stay up and just watch a film. But I was not prepared for the amount of laughter, like belly rolling laughter, especially at the point where it was the tea party, and I came down to say, what is all this laughing? And yeah, he was almost on the floor. He was in absolute stitches on this the Mad Hatter's tea party, and I can't believe what they did to his pocket watch. But anyway, he found it absolutely hilarious, so definitely recommend having a watch from an adult perspective on that film. So yeah, it's something I need to watch again, so it's a lot of fun. So if you are a fan of Alice in Wonderland, let me know in the comments. Even if you're watching on the replay, let me know what your favourite part of the story is. I think the Mad Hat is probably my favourite character. Not too fond of the Queen. Wonder why. Hi Debbie. Yep, we are keeping well. Chickens are in quarantine still because we have avian flu in the UK, so since November they've had to be undercover just like last winter, and we still haven't had an okay for them to be let out yet. So basically they're in our polytunnel, keeping nice and safe and separated from the wild birds. But yeah, I'm sure they're looking forward to being let out. They probably think this is normal to be locked away every winter now. So yeah. Oh, she loves Tim Burton's. I almost said Tom because she wrote Tom. Tim Burton's. I need to watch that. I really do. But I'm going to watch them in the order they were made. So I'm going to watch the Disney one and then the Tim Burton one. I do love his dark sense of everything. So yes, perfect. If you have afternoon tea photographs, Julie, yes, definitely. And especially if you have an Alice in Wonderland themed birthday party or something like that, you're going to have some great photographs of all of that. So there we go. Everything has now been lined up and we have our book. So I'm hoping you'll still be able to see everything because I'm using bright white. So let's get this little thing covered. So this is now what you should have. Lovely book like that. Nice blank book with pocket pages at the top there in each one. So I'm just going to glue these two outer ones closed. Just going to pop a bit of glue just in both sides and then I'm going to keep the rest open. Now if you accidentally put your album together and you have your pages upside down and downside up and all that sort of stuff, anything that's upside down, just seal the pages closed underneath that are the wrong way round and then salvage the ones that are still okay. So that's the best thing to kind of do if you kind of do that mistake. Okay, so let's move on now to the chipboard covers. I'm going to give you some measurements here. This is optional. This book will be perfectly fine as it is, but I do like my sturdy books. This one here has the chipboard covers and it just adds that extra just bookness to it. I can't think of any other word to describe it but bookness. Okay, yes, this is Beverly, this is Cosmic Shimmer, Cosmo Glue. That's a good nickname actually, Cosmo Glue. Yes, so here we are, and I also have it decanted in a smaller bottle as well. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken this tape here, one I dropped on the floor, and I've covered both sides of these chipboard pieces. So let's give you some measurements. These measure 4 by 6 3/8, and they're exactly the same size as the pages, just like that. Okay, so that's going to go straight on there. So let's get that popped on. Now this tape, I'm not sure, I don't think I have linked it in Amazon, but sorry, in the description box, but that is from Amazon and it's my favourite thing to use when I'm doing the covers. Okay, I've not had any problems with anything coming off or coming apart. Okay, so I'm just going to stand this up like that. This is going to help me line everything up, and then I'm just going to start off lining up the corner first and then the other corner, and the rest should all fall into place. Now that is the first bit done. Okay, there is the front cover. That's a good nice hard base. Now exactly the same on the other side. Start the other side because that's a jaggedy edge. We want a nice sharp edge to get that tape off, or you could use a little pokey tool to get the backing paper off that one. There we go. And this should stop any sort of curvature as well, because when you pick up a book you kind of give it a little bit of a squeeze at the same time, so this will help protect it. There we go. Just press that down. Okay, this is really coming together. So this is the point where I have to make sure now that my album is the right way round. So I've got all my pockets at the top, so it goes this way round. And I have some papers already cut out. So I've got these ones here cut to the size of the actual album. And then I've got all of my other papers here using the mats, or you can just measure the mat and then cut them out. It's a very simple rectangle, so you can either, if I can pick it up, you can either run this through for all the pages you need. I think it's 12 for this one, or you can just cut them out with your paper trimmer. Okay, so let's choose. I think I'm going to have this one at the back and this one at the front. Again, this measures 6 3/8 by 4 inches. And again, I'm just going to do the same technique as how I popped on the chipboard. I didn't think that was going to come off just then. So I'm just going to turn my attention to the comments again. So Sarah says she loves Alice in Wonderland. It's one of those things, you love it or you're not so much of a lover, but everyone I've met seems to like it. So, oh, she was Alice in Sunday school parade. Wow. And now she's got her own little Alice. That's excellent. My best friend has a daughter called Alice, so it's a lovely name. So I'll line everything up, and if you do get a little bit of a discrepancy, like I have just here at the top there, because this is all cut manually, especially with the grey board, you can just take some ink, antique, the Tim Holtz antique would distress ink would work really well here. Just run it across there with a sponge or a brush, or even just the ink pad itself, just to get rid and blend in any of those edges, just like that. So there we have the first one down. Let's pop on the next one. Okay, so Jill asks, do the dies in this set go through a big shot, or do you need something bigger? Yes, you do. You will need see, I love doing these lives because I get all the good questions as well, so I can answer them straight away, so it's really good. That's why I do love the lives. Okay, so this one here is going to need a large format machine because we have this large die here, but all the others will fit through. This one here, the spine, that will fit through a standard big shot, so that will be a 6-inch wide platform. So this one will need an A4 platform. Just going to double check here. All the others should fit through from the additions. All that should fit through, apart from this big daddy here, should fit through a standard size big shot. So you just need it for the other page, the main page. Okay, so if you do have any other questions, let me know and I can get those answered. Hi Letitia, I was from Brazil, welcome. Okay, so this is the back page now. Again, I'm just going to line this corner up just here first, just pressing that down. I can still maneuver this, and then I'm going to press that down. There we go. So now we're going to do some front album covering. So I want to get this down first. This is going to cover the spine, and it's also going to create that little bit of a curved effect. So that is how that is going to go. And I need to go into the decorating of this now. So I have these sheets here. I'm going to use these on the inside, so we'll get to that point in a moment. So I do like to kind of go through my thought processes as I go through this as well. So yes, Sarah, I love the largest tag as well. They're so just nice, so pretty. Okay, so what I've done is I've just spent the afternoon just fussy cutting all of these out, and we have this one here. This is like a layering set. So we have Alice here, and then we can cut her out and pop her on there, cut out the skirt, pop that on there too. So you should end up with, I've got all my cutouts here actually, I can show you. Let's move all these aside. I need to get a little tray for these. So we have our little Alice there, and I've just used some little squares, foam squares like that, just to decoupage that into something that's dimensional. Just just layer it all up. I just love the way this works. And we also have the eat me, drink me as well. Can someone tell me which way round is it? Is it drink me first or eat me first? Let me know in the comments, otherwise I'm gonna get this in the wrong place. I do have the book downstairs, I can go and have a look, but on this one I've put drink me, eat me. I think I'm right. Time will tell. Okay, so I've done loads and loads of cutting out as well. Where did they go? Here they are. And these ones here also layer, so we have the eat me, drink me, and you layer them on top of there, just like that. Right, so we're going to be working with those, and then we also get, I just love the gold foiling on here as well. We also get all of these hearts and clubs and spades, diamonds. So we'll be using those two to help decorate. But first, I want to get this spine cover on. So Beverly thinks it's drink first. I'm up for drinking first. Actually, no, the advice is you should probably eat first before drinking on an empty stomach. I did that once when I was 18. Never again. Never again. Okay, where's my book? Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to use some tape here. I'm just going to use red tape. I've got a whole few bunches here. These things do stick together, so I'm going to add some red tape just along here. And I'm going to go right up to the score line. This will be the place where it wants to pull apart when you open and close. I'm making a massive mess over in front of me. I do that, I pull something out and then just everything just goes whoosh. Okay, let's do the next one. Not too bothered about this little gap in the middle, or you can get yourself a thinner piece of red tape and do that. Hi Deborah. Yes, so this has been adapted, so it is using the original Alice in Wonderland artwork, which is now kind of like royalty free, I think. I can't remember what the exact term is, but it can be used, and it has been distressed and edited with this lovely teal and gold theme. I just love that look. It takes it away from that classic storybook sort of illustration as well, so but it's kept the classic nature of it all at the same time, so that's why I absolutely love this set. And again, this is available in a 12x12 pad as well as the 8x8, but you get the 8x8 in this particular bundle. I have listed the 12x12 down below. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm just pressing down this double-sided tape here. That presses it right into these fibres here, so it's not really going to start coming undone. Okay, so I'm just going to take off one side first, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glue as well. This just helps. The tape holds it in place and then the glue kind of keeps it there indefinitely, just a little bit like that. Also gives you a little bit of wiggle room, especially if you add quite a bit of glue. It won't affect anything really, adding glue onto your adhesive, it won't ruin anything. Okay, so I'm just going to start off again using the corner as my guide. So I'm just going to pop that on there, and then I'm going to go to this corner and add it there, and then I'm going to press down. There we go. That is our first one done. Now this one here, there is a little bit of a gap, an extra gap, because it does curve, so this has been made to be just slightly larger than the back of the book, but you know, you can actually press this in the center just here and that will take that. So do exactly the same of what we've just done here, and then you can manipulate the curvature afterwards. Those things are static, they really stick to you. Ah, Nikki, she loves that the magnetic sheets don't bend. I'll tell you why in a minute, I'll show you. I've backed them onto something so that they don't kind of, you know, when you pick things up and it just goes meow. Yeah, that's never fun. So again, I'm just going to do my best here to line up the corners. This is a little bit more tricky, I must say. It is a little bit more tricky doing the last one. So just do your best there, just to line up the corners. So this is the one where you're most likely to get bubbles in, putting on the last one. See, I think that needs to go up a little bit higher. So I'm just going to press this down in the center and push outwards. There we go. And there we have our gold spine popped on. And again, if you missed the beginning, this is the Sizzix texture roll. This is the larger one, but you can get it in the smaller one as well. That's linked down below. And as you can see, the texture's different from what it is on the box because I've put it through the washing machine, so you can wash it. Obviously, don't put your book through. Pre-wash it first before you use it. Okay, and it does shrink ever so slightly, like it would a real fabric would do that when you wash it for the very first time. Okay, so the magnetic sheets. I've just popped it onto some mount board. Oh, what's that? Okay, so I've done that on all of them. It's a lot sturdier than ordinary cardstock, and on this one here I've used what is it? It's like the foam core stuff. I can't think of the word now, but it's just black foam core. You can use it on the white as well. So the foam core one's a lot lighter than using the thick cardboard. Again, you can use chipboard or grey board or anything like that. Just have a quick tidy. Okay, keep the questions coming, guys. It's a lot easier for me to kind of answer in real time, but if you are watching on the replay, I can just type an answer as well. Okay, so there is our book. It's really coming together now. And again, make sure you have it the right way up. Double check where your pockets are all of the time, and then you will know which way your album is. Okay. The magnetic sheets, they're just from places like Craft Stash or other craft shops, so it's super easy. Okay, so I would like to pop this on here. I want to mount this onto, say, something darker like that. That's going to really pop nicely, but just as a practice dry run, I'm going to pop something in here. There we go, so things don't slide away. So I'm going to pop that on there, do my little dry run first, and then I can start making commitments. So this is going to be popped on there with foam pads, and someone did say drink me first, so I'm going to pop the drink me there, pop the eat me there, and then on this one here I have all of these other elements there from the playing cards. So we've got club there, and again I'm just going to pop these on these little tiny little foam squares that I've got as well. So I'm not sure if I did cut out a spade. Oh yeah, here's a spade, and I might just pop that there. Need to make sure I have room now. And then I have a tiny heart here, but I might not go that far. I might just, the thing is I don't want to overcrowd it, so I might just pop it on just like that. I'm hoping you guys can see. Okay, so let's get this popped together. So I'm going to pop that to the side there and keep my design more or less in the right place. And then we can, after we've done this, we can then start doing some of the insides. Okay, so I'm going to mount this onto some heart paper first. I have some here. I've got quite a few leftovers, which is good. I'm just going to pop that on with some glue. I forgot to put the lid on. Let's find out if I'm going to get in trouble for that. Yes, it still works. Sometimes it tricks you and it starts to work and then it stops. You know, oh, I did leave it off too long. So again, I'm not even going to bother getting my ruler out and measuring. I'm just literally just going to pop it on like that. Grab my paper trimmer. pop it in and then just eyeball it. This is how I've always done mats. There we go. I'm going to leave this out because I might just need it again, but no, I'm going to put it away. This is how big piles form, and then you have a big tidy up job and you lose things. So yeah, let's not go down that road. Okay, album. See, I'm losing my album. Okay, I would like this to go on foam pads. So these are big ones. These are from Chloe's. I love this one. It came in a massive roll inside a pizza box. I'm still working my way through them, but I absolutely adore them. So when these run out, I will be purchasing another pizza box worth. So I'm not going to be stingy either with these. You can buy the big sheets of the foam as well and cut them out, so I would like to try that out too. I've got a little bin over here to my side, so I'll be popping them in there. Okay, let's get this on. Okay, Sarah's asking, I think there's I need to go up further up on the comments. They've moved down a bit. So where were we? Yes, Beverly, it's just a preference on this roll here. You don't have to wash it, but the only thing is, before you've washed it, it marks quite easily. As you can see, there's a scratch there. So if you do kind of get something on there and it scratches it, it won't come off. But if you have it washed already, it's got that leather look, and it does lose a little bit of the shine, but it, you know, any sort of scratches and things, you know, it just won't scratch the same and show. So Sarah's asking, will there be a new version of the MIDI album set coming out? Yes, there will. Yes, there will. I have it here, but I'm not allowed to show you. So, but I am really excited. It's got its own paper collection as well coming out with it. So I'm really super excited about that one. Okay, so let's get this popped on. I'm still going to try and look at the questions as well. Hi RJ, great for you to join us today. Can't get the backing off this. Okay, so what I've just done is I have just chopped up some of my foam pads because I don't want to kind of add 20 of these, so it's a lot easier just to don't be afraid to make these smaller. Use something like the Tim Holtz scissors or anything like Teflon coated or something like that, because these can really gunk up your scissors. But if that does happen, use this rubbing alcohol. Clean that up with a cloth and that will come straight off. Okay, so let's get these on. Again, I've already pre-assembled some of these as well, so I just need one more. I'm gonna cut this. Oh, that came off. That's how sticky these are. Pop those on. Again, if you're just joining us, there is going to be a replay, and place any comments in the replay as well. I'll be answering those too. So this is from the cut apart sheet where you can layer up all the different layers. So we have the skirt and the crown as the last layer. There we go. And then I have the drink me, eat me. I'm just going to commit now and just say it's the drink me first and then the eat me. Again, I'm just, yep, that's going to be the right size, so I'll just cut those up. I've been through quite a lot of these already. I think I used most of them on this side here. So yeah, again, if you're just joining us, I hope everyone is well. And it's nice, just, you know, if you want to break from what's going on in the world, just come and join us and watch crafting. Pop the eat me. I'm going to go down a bit lower actually, because she is a bit low down. She's not evenly spaced on this mat, so I'm just going to pop this down a little bit lower, and that just helps with the balance of it. So if I'd have tried to have matched it in the same place here, it would have been high and it would have done something to the overall balance of the composition so far. Okay, so I am going to use some of these teeny weensy ones now, if I can get them off. Some of these are really hard to get off, so there we go. This one is fiddly. I'm glad I haven't trimmed my nails yet, because it means I can kind of get the backings off. Pop you here. Okay, we're almost done with the front cover now. We can move on to the inside covers and the pages next. So yeah, this live I'm planning to be a little bit longer than the normal hour that I go on for. Okay, I need an answer now. Is it that way or is it upwards? I'm going to leave that aside. I'm going to let you know whether it's the tail at the bottom or the tail at the top. Let me know, please. I need your help. So how many of you are actually going to find a pack of playing cards just so you can check? Okay, so it needs to be in the top section, not the upside down one, because it kind of repeats upside down. So yes, Sharon, I'm excited about the MIDI one as well. It's always out of stock, so hopefully we can keep it in. It's literally the perfect sized mini album. I do love the large one too, but the MIDI is the perfect size, I would say. Okay, so Jill's saying the tail at the bottom for a spade. Of course, of course. So let's pop that on. There we go. Now let's have a little comparison. Oh no, that's stuck. Right, let's have a little comparison and then we can move on to the pages. So here we have the large one. Again, if you've just joined us, there's a tutorial for this one. The link for that will be down below. And here is the baby sister. Absolutely love this. These are going to look so good together on a bookshelf. Obviously it would have to be one of those bookshelves where you have a little feature stand where you can feature your favourite book or books. Okay, so let's open this up now and we can start decorating. So on the outside of this one I've used the marquee diamond thingies. So for the inside I'm going to use that one just there. So oh no, I've left the lid off again. Let's see if I got lucky. Yes, I did. Pop this on. Does anyone sing when they craft? I sometimes do. I can't sing though when I'm doing a live or doing YouTube, because you know I'll get demonetized, I guess, copyright strike, unless I make it up, I guess. But anyways, I'm not going to be doing that. Ah, thank you, Sook. She is, or he is, I'm not too sure if you're male or female, but yes, they're new to my channel, so welcome. Do this one, do the last one. Again, these ones I'm just cutting, gluing down. I have cut to the exact size of the album, and then the other mats are sized a little bit smaller. There is a mat in the die set as well that you can use, or you can manually cut them out. Okay, that is the front and the back covers done. There we go. So I'm going to quickly get down my first mat and then we will work on the second page, because I've got a plan for the second page. So let's get this down. So again, this, you can cut this mat out with the matte die that's included. Again, know the orientation of your album. I've got my pocket here because this is a directional, so we don't want any upside down hearts. Okay, there we go. And maybe we should pop a little something just here. I don't know, Angry Queen. I think I'm going to save these elements. We've got the nice queen here. We've all met someone like this who's nice, and then you see their horrible side and you think, oh dear, not so nice. Okay, I think this will look lovely just there. I've used up my pads. I just need, oh, I've got one more. I'm just going to grab some more. Just running around my craft area, leaving drawers open like a mad woman that I am. Okay, so let's get this down. That might overlap. Do I need to trim this? I might just get away with that. Yep, got away with it. Pop this little guy here. There we go. This is why we have all of these little gaps and spaces, and why the pages aren't all just stuck together, because now you can add dimension. I've popped him up on foam pads, so now there is room for that without the book kind of being like a open crocodile mouth. I do like that look actually, but there are times when you don't really want that look. Okay, so that is the front page. I can come back and do this one. I would like to address this one. I'm hoping you can still see because it's white and it's bright. So let's get this all done. So I have here 2 of these, and I'm going to create, these are actually pockets, but I'm going to use these as flaps. So this one, I'm running out of space here. Oh, I know. Is from, I've left the glue off the lid off my glue again. This is from the Editions die set, so this is in the bundle, and it's this one here, and it comes with the shaped pockets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off the side tabs from the top and the bottom, and I'm going to keep the long one on. And that is going to be a flap that's going to open up just like that. And again, all of these smaller ones will work with the larger album dies if you have them, so you can always use the smaller pockets on your larger dies. Again, if you want to use a paper trimmer, you can do. And oh, I just want to say hello to Lynn. I know she's probably not watching now as I'm live, but I do try to remember to say hello to Lynn, because I know she sometimes watches the next day. So Lynn, I hope you're having a lovely morning if you're watching in the morning, or even any time of day. I hope you're having a good day, and I'm sure I'll chat to you later on Facebook. So again, use the score line again just to guide you, and I've taken off the score line completely, so the score line is on the tab as well. Pop that on. So now I have something that looks like this on both sides, and this is going to make a little gatefold feature either side, so they're going to open up like that. So I'm popping these on before I put my page mats down, because of these little tabs here it's going to be hidden. So again, I'm going to go to my trusty glue, which didn't dry. Hooray! It would have done if it was summer, and I definitely wouldn't be wearing my cozy comfort clothes either. I'm in my pajama bottoms, by the way. I'm half very comfy and half very cozy, which to me is the perfect combination for this type of year, this time of year. I can't talk today. So there is our first flap down. So if you're making this sort of a flap, always do that before you pop your mats down to just need to press that down. I'm making sure everything is lined up top and bottom so it closes perfectly. Let's do the same on the other side, and then we get our mats down, and then I can cut some mats. I'll be cutting those mats as we go. I have got quite a few pockets and things cut out, but I didn't do the mats because I did not know where I'd be putting the mats I'd already cut out for the main pages, and I didn't really want anything to kind of what's the word, be uncoordinated or not match or be the same. So I like to make those decisions as I go per page. Okay, so just think, we've got all of this extra real estate. I love to call it the real estate. Loads of extra real estate now in this album. We have this page that comes out like that, and then we also, it wants to come off because this paper does have a little bit of a sheen to it, so it takes a while to kind of set. And then we have the page pockets in here as well, so to make sure that people know that there are inserts that can come in and out, definitely use this tab here on the tops of your pages, and then you'll definitely know that there's something in there to pull out as well. So if you've had a massive Alice in Wonderland themed birthday party and you've got all of these photos to do, then it's going to be perfect for that. Loads of room. Right, so let's choose our papers. I've already used the hearts one, so we have, I think I might do matching papers here. Is my screen too dark? Let me know and I can turn the light on a little bit more. So I'm going to go for, I might have to cut some more mats out, but I'm going to go for these two matching papers on the inside, just like that. Let's get those glued in. That will cover these tabs here. There we go. And if you like a smaller gap border all the way around, just manually cut them out a little bit. I'd say 6 1/8 by 3 7/8, something like that. It's a very simple measurement, so you just get your ruler out and measure it, and then work out how much you want or how much you don't want. Okay, so there we have our center. That's going to close, so we have these little mats here just visible. So I'm going to grab out my big shot now. This is where it's going to get messy and busy. This is the bit I dread because it makes so much mess. I only have a small area, so let's have a quick tidy up. Okay, so let's grab the mat that I'm going to be using. This again is from the editions. So here it is. Again, keep the questions coming. I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments. Let's grab yeah, let's do the big shot. I tripped over the cat yesterday and bashed my wrist. So yeah, my wrist does hurt a little bit, but let's just go ahead. I'll be using this one anyway. I do have the new switch. If you have the switch, what do you think of it? Let me know in the comments. I quite like mine. I have noticed it has a little bit less pressure than the Gemini. I do like the pressure in the Gemini. So should we do the hearts? I think I want to go for a teal. So I'm going to go for, I need to do this off camera because it's just off to the side because of the gum. Yeah, but let me know in the comments if you have it and what you think of it. It's quieter than the Gemini. What else? It doesn't it doesn't warp the plates as much because you have that big platform for it to go on as well. But, I do like my Gemini, and I like the pressure, especially with the Gemini, especially when you have the intricate dies. So, but then I would not be without this little machine, and this is the magnetic platform. Love it, absolutely love it. So, and again, I'm just going to tilt this diagonal because it runs through the machine a lot better. Everything's rattling. But there's the first one. Will I be able to get a second one on here? Will I? Yes, I will. So I'm just going to probably decorate the first few pages with all of the pockets that I've die cut out already, and that will give you an idea of how to do these pages, because when you have these books, it is great to kind of repeat what you've done throughout the pages as well, those elements. I mean, you can do them all different for each one, but then there's nothing wrong with doing repeats as well, because then it literally, it just adds to the running of the album, I guess. It all just runs through nicely. It matches. So things like that that are familiar to the eye just looks good. Okay, so I have two here. I'm going to turn those upside down. I do need to cut another two, so let's choose our papers again. Get quite a lot in here. Again, this paper pad is included in the bundle. I'm going to go for something nice and dark. Let's cut this out. I'm going to try and be as quick as I can here. This is where I'd normally prepare, but I hadn't made all my decisions. So when I get to this point of decorating, I like to make my decisions as I go along. I just love this matte die, and that it's shaped, and that I don't have to kind of cut it out myself. I'm going to keep that off cut. That can go. Last one for this one, and then we can get down some photo mats. So I am collating a list of videos I need to make. I've had requests for the Canva tutorial. I can do a couple on the Canva tutorials. So if you've been watching my spiral bound album series, I have it here. This one, I mentioned Canva in here, so I need to do one on how to resize and print your elements using the Canva software, which is a free website you can use, and also how to print your photographs small, because these are mini albums, you need small photographs. So I want to do a little series on how to do those photographs as well. But if there's anything else you're struggling with or having puzzles with or anything like that, let me know and I shall add it to the list. So the launch is with Simply Made Crafts, and will be very soon going to bi-monthly, so it's every other month, which frees up a lot of time for me to do extra content, which is really good. So I'm looking forward to that. Okay, yep, if there are bits you've missed, this will be available on the replay. And again, add your questions in the replay as well. So I'm going to pop these teal mats just here. That's looking really good. I just love that look, the dark cardstock with the white. It's a bit like my hands. I do prefer the dark nail varnishes. So I've got quite light skin, so I just love that contrast. It's the same with my logo as well. Okay, here is the first one. Again, have a lot of fun working out what you're going to be doing. So again, if you've just missed this, this is actually a pocket. I've taken the tabs off and I've turned it into a flap instead. Where is it? Here it is. Here's the other one. Okay, so Sarah's saying she likes to lay her album out the same layout front and back and work my way through the middle of the yes, that does make sense. Yeah, so it's all kind of like symmetrical as you work your way in. It really is really pleasing to the eye, and it just helps the whole book flow. That's the word I was looking for. So definitely don't be afraid to repeat any of your designs through it, because it does add a good feature, and it is pleasing to the human eye when there are repeats. I've stuck that on a bit wonky because I use glue. I can fix that. Press that down. So this is really coming together now. So we have this that opens like that. Love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, so I get really excited when my fingers start doing this. I get really that means I'm excited. Okay, calm down, let's do the rest. Okay, so we have this one here, just like so. It probably didn't help that I ate 3 Ferrero Rochers before coming on, so yeah, I've got chicken later for dinner. I'm going to be eating quite late today, but I do actually have some news. I'm on Create and Craft tomorrow night. Yay! I was supposed to be on 2 weeks ago, but with the Storm Eunice and then followed by Storm Franklin and the disruption on the trains, there was just no way I was wanting to go out and travel in that. So we postponed it, and I'm now on tomorrow night. So I have 2 collections, and I will give you a sneak peek of those in a sec. The first one is Art Deco. That is going to be on at 5 p.m. GMT on Create and Craft. You can watch online. And then at 8 p.m. I have Oasis Adventure. So a bit different from the Art Deco theme, but I have 2 separate shows showing those 2 collections. So that is on just like that. Isn't that lovely? So let's have a quick look at the Art Deco. I have preloaded some of my photos because I'm already packed with the samples for leaving the house tomorrow. So here is tomorrow. That'll be tomorrow night, 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. on Create and Craft. Right, so let's pop this away because I am making a mess. When the mess starts, that's when you start to lose things. So let's tidy up as we go. So that was the big pocket, and you also get a smaller pocket as well. So let's put this lid on first. Let's put down some photo mats. So I have some pre-cut out already, and just keeping an eye on the time there because I have gone over an hour now. So we have these mats here that I've just made. These white sections here, these measure 4 by 3. Is it 4 or is it 5 by 3? See, I've put my ruler down now. It's gone. It's gone. I'm going to have to use the centimetre ruler with the... I'm going to give it in inches though. This is my backup ruler. So it measures 4 by 3, which is perfect for this size album. Put this back. You've lost your, I've lost my Tim Holtz ruler. It's got to be here somewhere. It will show up. It will show up. Okay, don't worry about the ruler. Okay, so I've cut a few of these. So these are going to fit on here. Just like that. And I haven't stamped on them yet, and I'll explain why in a moment. Those are going to look lovely just here. Just make sure that they're covered when that closes. Right, so we're getting to the point now where everything's a mess and then I get a bit scatty, so you'll have to bear with me. And I've just seen my ruler. Here it is. I found it and I've knocked stuff over. Okay, right, so the stamp. So this is perfect if you are, put this away, if you are making this as a gift. Okay, so here is the stamp set. I can't remember if I've linked it down below. It should be. This is the album collection stamp set, and it's this one here, place photo here. This is the most used stamp from this set. It literally lives on my acrylic block. It doesn't move from there. That's from a spare set. So again, you've got all your months of the year here and numbers and things, so it's perfect for your mini albums. Okay, so I'm going to have two here in that direction. The reason why I haven't stamped them or pre-stamped them is because some of them are going to be on their side, so I wanted that freedom to decide at the point of decorating. So just make sure that's the right way around. Bum, bum, bum. And this is VersaFine Onyx Black, and then we just pop that there. So this is what you would be doing if you were giving this away as a gift, or if you weren't ready to kind of pop your photos in yet. So the person knows that is where the photo goes, but try to keep your photo mats as a standard size just to make it easy for them, unless they're a pro at that sort of thing. So I'll pop that on there. 3 by 5, no, 3 by 4. I can't remember now if it's 3 by 4 or 3 by 5, but there is a good mat. I'm trying to think now, what's half of 4 by 6? I think it's 3 by, I think my brain's gone to mush now, so I'm going to pop those on there. I'm just going to forget about those calculations. I can think about that later. So this gold rim or mat that I've popped on there to mat it is bigger than the 3 by 4, so the white mat that says place photo here is the actual size of the photograph. So you can either pop the photograph on top, or you can just put your mat down and then pop your photograph on. I'm hoping that will make sense, but this just makes it perfect for obviously me demonstrating to you guys, and also if you're making this as a gift, because I would probably spend a good couple of hours trying to find the right photographs to put in my albums, when popping here on with the stamp just makes sense to do it that way. So here I have one that I've made earlier. Let's glue this on. So this is the photograph. Again, you can go smaller than this. I've got glue on my fingers. Try and keep your fingers clean when you're working with this lot, because that really does affect the finish of the final project. So let's pop on the stamp again. There we go. And I'm going to keep these two clear. And I'm just going to pop one photograph here, just like that. And there are enough cutouts here for you to kind of get enough here to decorate your album with. There we go. So I like to get my photo mats down first, and then we can have fun with the elements. So I think the angry queen comes later in the story. See, I need to get the book out and work out which parts of the story. I know the Mad Hatter, which I have here, he comes pretty close to the beginning of the story, so he might be good. I think I might just fussy cut him out. I do love the frame, but it's too big for this album. You can always trim it and have it off somewhere, but I might just pop him on my next layout here. So some of these things are going to be a little bit out of order, so this one might be a bit too big for there. That does sort of blend in. I would like this here. There we go. So I'm going to pop that there, and I am going to use, I'm calming down a little bit now. I'm talking a little bit more gently. So I'm going to trim this up into smaller sections. No, that's a bad idea. Don't do that, because this has to close. Don't get carried away with your foam pads. Okay, I'm glad I stopped myself just there. Use glue. Use glue for anything inside. There. Now I think this is a stalk, isn't it? Pop that on there. There we go. I do love this Mad as a Hatter. I think, yeah, the Mad Hatter's my favourite. Okay, yes, thank you. It is really cute. Okay, now this probably won't go so good together. So just go through all your bits and bobs here, and again, if you have the 12 by 12, there are a few different styles as well. So I'm just going to pop this one just in the corner there, just as a little accent in the corner. Again, I do like to kind of decorate to a certain level, get my photos in and then carry on decorating. So I'm just going to pop in a little bit of glue just at the bottom there, and then pop that there, and that can sort of create a little bit of a tuck point. So if I did want to add another photo mat, I can pop that there. I haven't kind of closed off that decision. There we've got the Mad Hatter. This can be layered on there. So many different options. Okay, so I'm just going to move over now. I'm going to keep this free just in case I want to pop another photo. It's absolutely fine during this first breeze through the album when you're decorating to leave some areas clear, because it will still flow through. So okay, let's get the page mats down. So this is getting quite fat now, it's getting quite bulky, but as we've got the gaps in between all the pages, we're still good. It's not going to be a crocodile mouth at this point. Okay, so let's do some contrasting pages now. So I'm going to pop this one here. See, I've kept the repeat the same because it's symmetrical, it's a gatefold, it's good to have that repeated pattern and the mirroring, if that makes sense. But now I've moved on to another page, I can have something slightly different. So I've got loads of dry glue to my fingers, so I'm going to pop these two here. And another thing you can do is you can cut these in half and then switch them round. That's a lot of fun to do as well. Let's get these on. Ah, thank you. RJ's just said I'm a true crafter in my space. It's difficult, my space is so small, so I don't actually have a craft room. So you've got to know your area and its limits. So I'm actually in the corner of my bedroom. That is my crafty corner. This is where Simply Made Crafts lives. This is the desk where all the designs are made. This is exactly the place where this album was designed. It's just crazy when you think about it. Okay, so let's get some photo mats popped down. And yes, some things do kind of go on the bed sometimes, and if I want to go to sleep, or if me or my husband wants to go to sleep, we've got to clear it. So this won't actually go sideways because it's over the 4 inches. So a lot of these will have to go in a portrait. If you want to go landscape, you'll have to make a smaller photograph, which you can do in Canva, or if you have a Word document, you can do it in that too. Not everyone has Word anymore. It's not a thing. If you have Google Docs, you can have a Word equivalent document using that as well, and then print it off on an A4 sheet of photo paper. Oh, I've just done that in landscape. Let's start again. I can save that for another mini album actually. Yes, I'm going to pop that in the large one because I have the larger album as well. So right, I think it's time for the Mad Hatter, and I'm going to do some slicing and dicing. I found my Tim Holtz ruler. I would like it. I'm going to do some measurements now. I'm just going to use my pencil actually. Yeah, let's put the ruler down. Just grab a little bit of a pen, and then I'm just going to trim that round about here. If there are any comments that I've missed, I will go through. I'll do this upside down. I will go through afterwards just to make sure that I've got everything covered. So here I've made the slice between 2 objects. So none of the objects are kind of sliced in half. I wanted that whole lamp there. So that's one way to get a large item onto some smaller pages. So you can either stop here like that and have that gap, or you can go right to the edge here. I do have the gusset in the middle. There will be a bit of a gap, but it won't be as bad. So I do like this look of the layering as well, how that goes. So let's get this one down. I'm not sure if there's going to be room on here for a photo mat. I might just have to print off some smaller ones because this one is quite a busy, heavy, illustrated page. But don't be afraid to add those to your books because it really does bring the viewer in with interesting things to see and look at. So it doesn't always have to be about the photographs. Again, if you just want to make this book and not put photographs in and just put all your favourite Alice in Wonderland quotes in there instead, because she does have a few corkers in there, so you can just pop those in as well if you're an absolute Alice in Wonderland fan. It doesn't have to be for photographs. You can put all your favourite quotes and journaling marks in and things. Okay, so I have that, and we are as mad as a hatter, and I'm going to pop that onto some foam. I can't remember what the chemical was when they were making hats, but the original Mad as a Hatter comes about was because the people that made the hats back in the day, they were exposed to this chemical, and it basically, you know, it just changed their brains and basically sent them mad. So that is where the Mad as a Hatter, I believe, quote comes from. I'm going to pop that just here. There we go. And there is room here for a little tiny photograph or another quote or anything like that. Time for tea would be great, but I don't really want to kind of conflict with that. And we also have the key as well. You can pop that somewhere. But all these tiny little elements you can add in afterwards as you go along. So I'm happy with how that is looking. So let's do another one. So I don't want to repeat anything too much here, what I've just popped on. So let's choose the hearts again, and I need something neutral that's going to go with that. Yes, let's go for this. There we go. And for this one, I'm going to grab out my paper trimmer again. I know where it is because I keep putting it away. And I'm just going to eyeball this, make sure they're both lined up perfectly together. I'll do a 4-inch. There we go. Probably thinking, if you don't know what I'm up to, you're probably thinking, what has she just done? And now we can divide this up. Now you can go with whatever orientation you fancy, like that. I like the darker bits at the bottom, so I will probably do something like that, and like that, and then like that. So that is how you can kind of divide your pages up. As you can see, it's getting a bit of a chunky monkey now, so I love chunky monkey books. Yes, so this does make a perfect gift. Let's pop this on. I think I might just pop in a pocket or two on this one. Oh, that was upside down. Ah, mercury vapours, that's right. Yes, thank you for letting me know that one. I couldn't think of which one it was. Yep, sent them mad. And then put the last one on. Again, if you have 4 different contrasting patterns, you can do this as well, but it's also good to kind of repeat as well because it's pleasing to the eye. Okay, so there we have our mixed up pieces of mats. Probably got room for, we've already used the Kind Queen, haven't we? There she is. Okay, she's changed her mind now. Okay, where are the mats? I've got quite a few here. We have this one. We have a long one, we have the teeny corner one, and we also have this one here. This one might go well here with another mat on top with the Queen pointing like that. I just like the way this all layers together. You do lose a little bit of the ornate side there, but I think that is going to look good. So I think I've made my decision for that side. And here I think I'm just going to pop a photo. That's going to be enough there for me to carry on decorating when I add my photos. So let's get this down. This might take a little bit of pressing to get this down because this is I'm using like a linen cardstock. I've just gone through my white card that I have in my stash, and this does take a little bit extra to set. Let's get that down. So I'm popping this on after I put my mats on, these mats here, but you can also pop this on and then slide your mats in as well for this one, so it doesn't matter too much for this one. Yeah, this wants to come undone, so I'm just going to press those down. Again, if you want to have instant stick, use a bit of the red tape and then add glue over the top, and that will pop that down. So while that's drying, let's get this photo mat on. And then I'm going to quickly choose, I'm going to pop this here because I have my line here where it's divided. It's going to look a little bit bottom heavy, so to balance that out I'm going to move that off there, up there. So can you tell the difference from the bottom to the top? It just looks better on the eye. And then I have a place down here for, say, maybe a key. Blends in. Got a little flower here you can pop to the side. But anyways, let's choose a paper quickly for that pocket. We just need a little one. I don't really want it to kind of match this one or this one. I want it to be slightly different, so it will blend in. Okay, let's go for this damask one here. Let's fish out. I'm finding random scissors in places now. It's this, nope, we need the square one, the corner. So it's always good, there's so many dies that you get in here just to pop them on a magnetic sheet. So this is the larger one. There we go. So what I've done in preparation for this mini album is I've just cut out a whole load of pockets, and then as I'm going through the book I can then choose which ones I want to use. If I have any leftovers, it's just plain white cardstock, and that can go into another album. Where are my scissors? Put them away. And then just to get this through the big shot, I'm just going to just cut it out like that and then run it through. Go the other way. Okay, so if you do have any questions still, let me know. Sorry, I am a little bit of a bad influence, but I'm a bad influence on pretty things. I'm a bad influence on myself when it comes to pretty things, so. Okay, here is our mat. We can pop that on there. Use the glue again. Yes, we're still here. This is slightly longer than my normal hour that I tend to do the live, so you know, this is for World Book Day, which was yesterday, and yeah, my children had even though World Book Day was yesterday, today they did their World Book activities, and our head teacher was dressed up as Mrs. Trunchbull, so I thought that was pretty funny. So yes, and he was still dressed up at the end of the day with the wig on and everything, the skirt, so yep, he stayed in that all day. I don't think I'd be able to be wearing all of that for that long, so I think he even had some big eyebrows on as well, so that was a lot of fun. Our head teacher is a lot of fun. So I'm just going to glue this on. You can also do a foam pad, but I have a bit of bulk here now with this pocket, so I'm just going to keep that flat. Okay, let's get this lady off with her head on here. Be careful who you put on, a photo you put on there, because yeah, it kind of tells a little bit of a tale there, so yeah, be wary of that, unless you kind of try and reenact part of the story in your, if you're having a party or fancy dress or something. Yep, you could have, if someone dresses up as the Queen, you could have her doing the same back and the other way, so that would look great here as that photograph. And then we have all of these extra ones here, so we do have this on its side. You can pop that in the pocket. I'm going to pop that in there. You could probably get a larger one in there too, that size. So that is the gatefold, a nice feature there to look at. And again, all of these pages have the pockets at the top, so you can slide more photos in there. And then we have this one here, and then we're just going to do this last one. There's a few more to go, but I'm going to do this last one here. Go back to my papers, and I'm going to use this one. I need to trim this off a little bit more because it got a bit jaggedy when I took that off the gummed paper. So I'm going to use the marquee diamonds here. Yes, it doesn't conflict. Happy with that? Let's get those down. Okay, so I'm just going to answer Anna's question, or Anna. She's asking if this is a new bundle or an old bundle. This is an old bundle of some of the older die sets. These are from the original ones. So once these have gone, they're going to be gone. So I don't know how many of these are left in stock. I'm sure we have quite a few. So because we just had a reprint a few months ago on these. So all of these in the bundle are from the original album collection. Okay, let's get that down. So let's go for a side pocket and a righty up pocket here, just there. That's going to go just there, and again you can turn that into a flap like I did on the other one. So let's put our pockets on. Let's try this with some red tape. Let's see if I can get that instant stick. I'm just going to trim this first so it's got that shape to it. That's going to start me off, and then that's going to be shaped perfectly now to our tab. Just going to cut that off. The reason why I'm doing this is because the glue's taking a little bit of time to dry, so I just want to be able to get on with the decorating without holding things down. Yes, we can send orders to the States. I think there's a currency thing at the top of Craft Stash's website where you can change the currency, and also there is a Craft Stash US, but it all comes from the same warehouse. And there is a section where you can check out the delivery shipping costs as well. I can't remember if there's a threshold still for free shipping. You'll have to double check that. They do change it, so just keeping up to date with that as well. So it's always worth keeping an eye on that. In the UK it's free shipping over £30, and this bundle here is £42.99, so that's a £26 saving. And that includes the paper, the binding, and the two mini album sets that work together. Okay, gosh, red tape takes so long, doesn't it, to get that done. I'm a really impatient crafter. I like to be fast. This stuff slows me down, but I can't complain too much because it's super helpful at the same time. Okay, let's get all these off and we can get these down. And I am going to be adding glue on top of this as well, because that's going to be the long-term adhesive. Okay, I'm just going to fold these down as much as I can. Fold them over like that before I add the glue, because then I'm just going to be a big sticky mess. Let's get our glue on. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's the same when you do woodworking as well. So when you use wood nails and glue when popping down a piece of wood, there is a method to that too. So the nails hold it in place whilst the glue dries, if that makes sense. And it's the same here, the same technique that I'd be using with what I'm doing here. So you're not going to see this is all going to be covered. We have the tapered edges there as well of the tab, so they kind of disappear. There is our first pocket done. There we go. And now let's quickly do this one. Yes, I do tend to go quiet sometimes. I'm like one of those naughty children, you know, when they go quiet and you're thinking, what are they up to? Yes, I was that child. My glue on there. We're going to pop this just here. There we go. So I need mats now for this. I'm going to repeat those two papers. So this paper is going to go here, this paper is going to go there, and that just guides the eye through as well. So let's grab those out. Here is one of them. Hopefully I'll be able to get these through on the same pass as well. Swap my scissors over and grab them. That's that mat and this mat. So this one's going to be the long one. And again, you can always kind of change things around, but I'd like them to go vertically or in the same orientation as that. So I'm going to keep to that same pattern. There's the first one, and then here's the next one. I've almost killed this pad. It's pretty good. Is there a pattern here? I think we'll be alright with just that. Okay. So don't forget to tune in tomorrow, Create and Craft 5 and 8 o'clock in the evening as well. So I'll be on there tomorrow with my 2 new collections, and I believe it's with Paola Pasquale. So yeah, I'm really excited about that because I haven't actually presented with her yet, so I'm really looking forward to that. We have worked together at Practical Publishing together before, and it was her that actually guided me when I first started at Hechanda doing the shows. You know, she was kind of like my mentor, so it's going to be really cool tomorrow. That's if they don't change presenters last minute, but shouldn't do. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing that. It's almost like a full circle sort of thing as well, so super exciting. Okay, so we're going to pop those down, pop these in the recycling. I even recycle the tiniest bits of paper that I can find. Let's get these down. Just going to pop these away as well. Okay. I've got to put this lid back on, but it seems to be behaving tonight, so just going to go with it. In the summer I wouldn't be so lucky. Okay, so I've just been asked what weight I'm using, weight cardstock I'm using, and I think this is 300, but 220 would be absolutely perfect for this. And if you're using any of my Simply Made Crafts paper stock, that's 250 GSM. So all of those will be perfect for your mini album construction. Just going to pop that down, and then I have a few more cutouts that we can choose from. Again, I still have, you get 2 of each cutout, so I still have plenty more to choose from. And again, I can pop in some more photo mats in here as well. That can go in there. So I'm just going to stamp those. Again, if you missed it, this stamp is from, because I always get questions, even though I've already shown you, I do get new people coming into the feed. This is from the album collection. I think I've linked that down below. If I have missed anything, just pop it in the comments. I'll see if I can get you a link or let you know where it's from. That's actually one of the most common things and comments that I get is where's this from, where's that from. And so it's easiest for me just to say it's in the, check the description, see if there's a link, or I tell you what it is, and then if I've missed it off, let me know and I'll add it. Okay, so those two are going to go there. So now we have this one. I think this is our last main image that I've cut out. So we also have the Mad Hatter as well. I might just add this just here. Maybe I've got the dimension from there. I'll leave that to decorate with later. So we have that one there. We could have it that one there. That kind of covers that. The Mad Hatter, that blends in. So always like do a dry audition. So what I would do now is, as I'm running out of these, I would go back to the paper pad and cut some more out. So I'm going to add this one just with some glue. And then I'm just going to add a little bit behind his beak to get that down as well. There we go. And that almost takes us to 2 hours for this live. That's pretty long for me. And what should we put here? Time for tea. That doesn't really go. I'm going to leave that blank because I'm going to cut some more things out and audition those. So that will be it for today's live. I'm going to quickly go through some of the comments. So I'm going to move over here now. I'll leave this open in some of the places. Pop the other album here. There's a tutorial of this larger album as well. That's linked down below. Pop the lid on this thing here, and aha, it's a flamingo. Thank you, Bitiana. I hope I said that right. Yes, so a quick refresh, recap on the a quick recap on the stuff that I've used today. So this is the mini album bundle. So you get the paper pad, the 8x8 paper pad, the spine, and the 2 album sets. The one on the right there is the main album. That'll do your page, your pocket page. And the one on the left are all your accents and extra shaped pockets and mats and all the fun things that you can really, you know, go to town with. So there's so many dies that I didn't actually use today, even though I've done quite a bit of decorating here. There's quite a few that I haven't used yet, so you know the options really are there. And again, that additions one on the left hand side can be used with the larger album as well. So don't forget, tomorrow I'm going to be doing the Art Deco collection. This is the half moon bag, and I've got loads more other little gift bags with Art Deco trellises. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's at, I think this one's at 5 o'clock tomorrow on Create and Craft, 5 p.m. And then I have the Oasis Adventure, which is more like Moroccan type stuff. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. That's going to be at 8 p.m. So there's absolutely loads. I'm super busy at the moment. So I'm looking forward to next week when it quietens down. But not completely, because I'm designing a new collection and I'm really excited about it. And we start designing it on Monday. And you're going to have to wait until probably September for it. But you're going to absolutely love it. So it's going to be absolutely, yeah, I really want to tell you what it is, but I can't because it will ruin it and I'm not allowed. So there is that too. So yeah, so that is the collection. That is $42.99. That's a saving of £26. And I'm going to go through all of your comments now. I'm not too sure if this replay will disappear for a little bit. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It will reappear eventually if it does go down. So yeah, I will go through all of the comments, and if you're on the replay, I will happily answer any more questions or comments that you have on there. So yeah, it's 5 to 10 in the evening here now, so I'm gonna have a quick bite to eat, and then I'll probably read my book. I think I'm going to read my book, and then tomorrow morning I'll be packing ready to go to create and craft, so don't forget to join me then. So thank you everyone for joining me for today's live. I hope that it's been a nice little break. It's been a good little break for me, actually. I've really enjoyed this, so it's a nice little break that's kept my mind off everything that's going on at the moment, and I hope it's done the same for you too. So thank you everyone for joining me today, and I'll see you again hopefully tomorrow night on Create and Craft. So thank you very much, and I'll see you again soon.